Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Monday, May 2nd slate of NBA and MLB action. I'm super excited to dive into it. We had a fantastic day of basketball today. Man, both the games that were on were actually really good games. I was really excited that I could get to watch those. We didn't end up going out to dinner for my dad's birthday until a little bit later, so I was able to actually sit down and watch both of these games. Unfortunately, my picks were way off, and we will get off. we will for sure get to that here in just a minute. But before we do, I did just want to go ahead and say that at the time of recording this video, we are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do, and thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. Now, we'll go ahead and dive into it. We'll do a quick recap, but first things first, I did just want to talk about just some of the games in general. Obviously, yesterday we did have the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, which was actually a fantastic game overall. We did take Al Horford's under in rebounds. He did go over that. He actually finished with a double-double. So he had a really solid game, and I was looking back at it. And versus Brooklyn, he had a really solid game in game one, which was the game that he grabbed 15 rebounds. And then after that, he hit the under in pretty much every single game. So I'm pretty confident I'm going to make this a side bet for the next game, and it's probably going to hit because that's just the way it goes. But regardless, it was a very solid game overall. There was a lot of defense being played. It was just a very great overall basketball game. Milwaukee was able to pull off the W despite being, I think it was like 4.5-point dogs. But they played really well against the Boston Celtics. So it'll be interesting to see how the Celtics adjust next round and see if they change anything up. And then we did also have the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Golden State Warriors. That game was very, very close. It finished with a 1-point. It finished with a 1-point victory by the Golden State Warriors. Now, Draymond Green obviously did get ejected from that game, but I don't know. I don't think that would have changed our bet at all. We had Jaren Jackson under 12.5 points. Dude went absolutely berserk. He had like 14 or 16 in the first half. He played absolutely insane. So there was nothing we could really do about that one. I feel like, once again, if you were to take this bet on the next game, he'll probably go under, but it is what it is. And then we did have the Dodgers minus 1.5 versus the Tigers at minus 110 odds. And that one did end up working out for us. The Dodgers were able to take care of business. So though we did end up having a 1-2 day, a little bit of a setback, but I did find a couple plays that I did like today. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So first things first, our first play of the day, we're going to be taking Tobias Harris over 1.5 threes versus Miami at minus 140 odds. Now, I know this play is not very pretty. It is a little bit juiced. I got it. But I really do like this play because if you take a look at it versus the Raptors, Tobias Harris did see he did hit the over in 4 of those 6 games, and he didn't have a single game where he didn't hit a 3, so he finished on the hook in 2 of them. But in the 2 games that he didn't hit it, but he was able to hit the over in 4 of them. So I think that does show that he is attempting quite a decent number of 3s. And also Joel Embiid is going to be out of that game. And why I think that is most interesting is just because of the fact that it's going to leave some unique matchups here for the Miami Heat. And what I mean by that is, let's take a look at it. Obviously, James Harden is going to be pretty much their main guy. So obviously they're going to put PJ Tucker on him more than likely. I would assume. I don't know for sure, but I would assume that they would put PJ Tucker on James Harden to try to take him out of the equation. Next, their next best player is Tyrese Maxey. Now, I know that this team has a very good defense all around, but those are kind of their main guys. And if you take a look at it, Tyrese Maxey is probably their second best player with no Joel Embiid. And so because of that, I think that if Jimmy Butler actually plays, which he's listed as questionable for some reason, but if he does end up playing, I do feel like he will more than likely be matched up on Maxey. They could put one of the wings on him, but I feel like more than likely they would put Jimmy on him because Maxey has dropped like 20 plus in the last 4 games. So he's been really, really solid here. I feel like they would want one of the best defenders on them. But regardless, this team's very good all around. Miami is very good all around defensively, but I feel like Tobias Harris is going to be one of the last few guys that are just not really going to be mentioned. So that's going to be our first play of the day. Tobias Harris over 1.5 threes here versus Miami at minus 140 odds. Now our second play of the day, also a 3-point prop. We're going to be taking Spencer Dinwiddie over 1.5 threes here versus Phoenix at minus 105 odds. Now, if you take a look at it, Dinwiddie has gone over in 3 of his last 4 games coming out of the last playoff series. And Dinwiddie is going to be playing a lot of that backup point guard position, or he's going to be playing off ball at the shooting guard position. Now, if you take a look at it, in the last 7 games, the Phoenix Suns, they've given up the 6th most three-pointers made to opposing point guards. And I feel like this is going to be one of those games where if you really think about it, the Phoenix Suns are definitely going to try to get Luka out of the equation. They're going to do their best. They're probably going to put Mikal Bridges on him. They're probably going to be playing more of like a any time that he does try to drive, try to double team him, which I think is going to leave a lot of looks for a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie, and he's going to be getting a lot of the usage from that second team as well. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of threes put up in this game as well, just because both teams are pretty solid defensively, and so I feel like a lot of those shots are going to come down to the wire, and it's going to have to be off of threes. So I really like that play as well. So we're going to be taking it Spencer Dinwiddie over 1.5 threes here versus Phoenix at minus 105 odds. Now I'm going to talk about a couple other leans that I do have, just in case you guys don't want to be betting on straight 3-pointer props all day. But I do like Mikal Bridges over 4.5 rebounds. Obviously, if he does get matched up against a guy like Luka does like to drive quite a bit, and I could see a decent amount of rebounds kind of falling in his hands, especially with DeAndre Ayton is more than likely going to have to be on Maxi Kleber, who is a 3-point shooter, so he's going to be out on the perimeter, leaving more rebounds for a guy like Mikal Bridges. So I do like that as well. I also do like almost every single one of Tobias Harris's overs, mostly just because of the fact that Embiid's going to be out, and I feel like a lot of the defense is going to be on Maxey and going to be on James Harden, and the Miami Heat are pretty much just going to be like, hey, Tobias Harris, if you want to beat us, go ahead. I do also like Harden's under in points. I know it's kind of a sketchy one with, I think the line's like 25.5. Especially with no Embiid. I know, I get it, it's sketchy, but like I said, they're probably going to put PJ Tucker on him, and it's going to make his life very, very difficult, but he could easily hit the over, but I just do think the under is a little bit better. Going along with that, I do like Harden's over in assists. I feel like he is going to have to dish the rock quite a bit, and hopefully a lot of those are to Tobias Harris for threes, but I also do like the under in the Phoenix and the Dallas game, just because both these defenses are very solid. They both play at pretty slow paces, so I really do like the under in the game as well. But I've been terrible on over-unders, so I'm just not even going to touch it. So, but that's our leans for the NBA plays as well. So now let's dive into our MLB play. We're going to be taking the Angels and the White Sox. We're taking the under 7.5 runs here at minus 110 odds. Now, in this series, they've had 3 games so far, and they've gone under in 2 of them. So they have not really been, crushing baseballs here recently. They did have a over in the last game, but it wasn't by a whole lot. I think it was right around the line that it was at. In the Angels, they've gone under in 12 games this season, which they've played a total of 23. So it's not like they've gone under a lot, but over 50%, I'll be taking my odds with it. And the White Sox, they are 7-4 to the under at home this year. So they've gone under a lot more often than not, especially at home. And Patrick Sandoval, this year for the Angels, this year he has had a 0 ERA. Yes, he has not given up a single run all year, so he has been a pretty good pitcher here recently, or at least to start off the year. And Dylan Cease for the White Sox has had a 2.31 ERA at home this year, so he has been pitching a lot better at home than he has on the road. So I really like that play as well. If you guys do want another lean, I think I like the Yankees money line. I didn't really do any research or anything, but they've just been a very, very solid team as well. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so make sure that you guys are subbed if you guys are new. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.